Dr. Odumakin, President Campaign for Democracy, President Women and Rights, President Center for Change. Another adverse effect this abuse can have is the withdrawal syndrome. You see that some of these children are extremely brilliant, but when such a thing happens, the child is withdrawn. And no matter what, any child that does not have a solid foundation is going to adversely affect such a child. So when a child is withdrawn in terms of education, the child can no longer meet up, the child's IQ drops. In terms of interaction, the child becomes socially withdrawn and cannot even interact within the peers, the group. The child also gets to such an extent that blame, that depression, comes in. And lack of trust is very good for a child to trust. A child can trust, I can trust Auntie Rhoda. I can go to her and tell her that this is what has happened to me. And so when I see her, I will be very, very happy. And then it also helps to brighten the child. But when that trust is lost, the child will be bottled up and a lot of things will be kept. And I've seen, children that have had to go through continuous headache. And what is it? Thinking all over. So our civil society, as government, apart from that, some of them, when they tend to recover a bit from this, they become promiscuous. You see them that, we've had the case of a girl who said she cannot do without sex because that is the thing. She enjoys it more than food, because when she comes, that's the thing uncle gives her, and for her to live in there has become very, very difficult. In the process, all sorts of diseases and that child's life can be ruined. Forgetting the fact that we should not always build the future for our kids, but we should build our kids for the future. And neither has any of them has the future. So the civil society, which must be involved in lots of advocacy work. A lot of our people, reading culture is almost dead. We are trying to revive it, but the administrances where we have gone to school to stage drama during break time, sports, stage drama, a child that someone that would act as somebody who has been abused, stay somebody who will go confide in the person, that person's life will improve. And then there's also we have counseling units where we counsel. We do that even with some schools, although it's not enough. It might be like a drop of sugar in an ocean, but that we are doing that little bit. And then we also help to counsel, parents. We've had instances where we have leaflets here, with pamphlets here, and we have where the response, our response unit, where people have telephone lines. If you permit, I can quickly give 2 lines that people can call or send tests. Some of these children might be too young, but they can have parents, they can have guardians. We've had a lot of them. A little bit of shelter where within our office where we quickly accommodate people. We also have to accompany victims. If people call us, somebody has been defiled now and I need to go to the police station. Where is the location? Oh, it's at Ujodu, it's at the Ikeja. We call people that are within the units. Some of them feel emboldened when you accompany them to the police station. And when the police know that somebody, although they have human rights desks, and that is why the human rights desk needs to do a lot. But at times they complain that they cannot be everywhere, but they need to do a lot so that this will have, succor. But government needs to, the child rights law stipulates that each of the local governments must have shelter. It has not really been fully implemented. That needs to be done, because if people know, and if they broadcast, if it's everywhere, people can quickly run and they have their shelter. And when there's shelter there, they will have a counselor, they will have somebody who will look into their needs. So we'll have to back up these policies. We have at the civil society group to do some of these things I've said, advocacy counseling, helping to accompany people to the police, helping to, and we also help at times to reconcile families. We have had an instance where the husband tells the wife, why did you come to report to the human rights group? I own the child. The child has been defiled, it's alive. And at the end, you find out that the woman's load has been thrown out. So bring the father, right? In fact, we've had one that we just resolved yesterday. Call the father, it's your child's destiny. This is what your wife is doing. And then at the end, we'll reconcile, and both of them, they can come together, because then that marriage is not competition but to complement each other, and in complementing each other they will help to give this child that bright future. One we just want to appeal, because if this menace is being fought, when it's a collective effort, we'll achieve better results. And that is why this culture of silence, people fold their arms and akimbo, it's not my business, it's not my concern. I mean, whatever happens, happens. This type of nonchalant attitude. And people should realize that it could be somebody else's child today, tomorrow. It could be their turn. And because they fail to speak out, nobody will also be there to speak out for them or to speak out for their own child. The kids are sent to schools. Some of them go, they go on social acting and everything. So most of these kids are vulnerable, and if we think that it's none of our business, my own business is just I'm a career woman, I'm a I'm a pepper seller, so I'll just go for my own business. Let people realize that this menace has no color, it has no race, it has no status, and so if silence is kept, then we cannot fight this. And we also want to say that people should be adequately protected when information is given. And a neighbor is beating the child, almost going to beat the child up to death. Somebody picks up a phone the police. The police invites the neighbor and says, you were reported by so and so. The type of mentality that we have, there must be a change of mindset. A mindset that says that if it does not concern me, I have no business. And so if we need to bring this menace, if we need to reduce it, to bring it to minimum level, all of us must be involved. People giving information must be protected. And then those that perpetuate the acts, when they know that everywhere, people watch them, I think that they will have a rethink